Bring back that back VD DJ.
Yeah.
That's how we start the show. That's how we start the show right there.
Don't bring that back. Leave that shit
way back. Way time. All right, welcome to the Fourcast. We review movies, films, documentaries like you've never seen before, completely different way, 4 different perspectives every Monday at this exact time, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. Before we get into any part of the show, I do want to give a huge shout out to all of the viewers on last week's show. We are approaching 5,000 views on that episode. So we appreciate the comments. Appreciate the banter.
Where's your applause at, man? You got to.
Oh, hold on. Let me get finish talking.
We need to get a producer on this one.
But and it goes down in the comments, man. I just need y'all to go and just read the comments. They're just going back and forth. Some people dropping knowledge, some people asking questions. So we appreciate all the support on that last week's episode.
And share it. Yeah, share it. If you hadn't liked, like it. If you hadn't subscribed, subscribe. Help a brother out here.
Yeah, and we're live on the Queen 3 and King YouTube, so you can subscribe there. We're also live on the BS3 Network. Subscribe there as well. We're also live on BS3 TV on Roku and Facebook as well, and Twitter, Twitch. So we are everywhere. Wherever you watch podcasts, that's where we are. So back again with another episode. This one is a Jazzman's Blues. Now, I thought this was Jazzman like a woman.
You made a comment that our viewers may need some clarification on, because I damn sure do. You said wherever you watch podcasts, that's where we are. So if they sitting on the toilet watching the podcast, we in there too?
We there.
That's how that back VD gets started.
Yeah. That's how they creep in.
Hey,
we everywhere. If you on the toilet, if you in the bed.
Comment. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that. No, sir.
Let me apologize to Charlotte Wilson, because I know she in the building and I can't be talking crazy.
Oh yeah, we can't be talking crazy, Charlotte.
Hey, and I'm actually, this is the first time the 4 of us been together in a minute.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh?
It's been a while.
It's been a little while, so we got.
And it'll be the last time too, because I'm gonna be in Minnesota next week.
See,
out of there.
But Wilkes, how you doing, Wilkes?
Getting what?
Cold VD.
Cold VD.
Cold VD.
Hey, well, it's cold as a hole's hard up that
with the fever blister to go with it.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, you going to the Cowboys game, right?
Yes, sir.
That's be nice.
Hook up with Vince Wright. He in the chat room. Hook up with Vince Wright, man. The sports governor.
He one of the 3 black people in Minnesota.
Okay.
Since Prince died.
Yeah, exactly.
Prince Cherry Bucket guy. He one of the few.
Well, it was 3.5. Then Prince passed.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah. All right, Wilkes. How you doing?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm doing good. Doing all right.
What's in the cup? What's in the glass this evening?
Oh, just straight tequila tonight.
Which one we rocking with?
This is actually a oh gosh, I can't think of the name of the company.
I got a couple I can shoot over to you that somebody.
Yeah, it's only like a $40 bottle
alternative. Yeah, but that's because somebody gave me an alternative
drinks with us, man.
Somebody gave me an alternative to 1942. They like, why spend $175 a bottle when you can get this $50 bottle, and it's better tequila. And
yeah, no, absolutely.
Everybody that's tried it has agreed it's better than 1942.
No, I agree, absolutely.
I got a couple I'm gonna let you try out.
Yeah,
y'all had
because there's no
LeBron,
need to.
LeBron's tequila. Y'all tried that?
Which one? I had Kevin
I
Hart.
don't even know the name of it. What's the
It's
name
called
of it?
Los. I think it's called Los Lobos.
You know that
pretty
the
smooth.
Diddy one, De Leon, actually ain't too bad. I've had
I tried Kevin Hart's and it ain't good.
Oh, I haven't tried.
I wouldn't buy it again. It's got a cool bottle, but you know, I don't care what the bottle look like. I want the shit on the inside to be good.
I think LeBron's is called Los Lobos.
That'll be called Los Lobos because they getting their ass kicked.
Oh man, have they won a game yet?
I don't know.
It don't matter. It's the Lakers. None of us Lakers fans, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were 0-5 the last time I saw them. So
yeah. All right, A-Trap, how you doing?
I'm always good, man. Smooth like spaghetti, but rough like catfish.
Like with an old man. Sit down here, young blood.
Wow.
I'll tell you something. All right, how you doing, Doc?
I'm fantastic, man. Took one on the chin yesterday. I tried to prepare myself that it was Aaron Rodgers, and chances are shit wasn't gonna go well for us.
It was gonna go left.
But then they get your hopes up and get a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah.
And
I forget the 6
minutes. And they commenced to blow that like Superhead.
Oh, wow. Don't look that up on the work computer, kid.
Thank you, Wiz. Rapid fire. I do the show. As y'all well know, I do the show for Wiz. I don't give a damn about nobody else.
Nobody else. Nobody.
Yeah. Rapid fire, my friend.
All right, let's get to some comments, man. The comment chat room was already buzzing. Charlotte Wilson, thank you for tuning in. Chief Rock in the building says, yo,
Charlotte Wilson, fellas. The best voice and built for this network.
Y'all it.
Justin, how you doing? Elevate Podcast on Thursday.
What's up, family?
Hey, big shout out to CJ that did the show on his own. And basically, I gave him a tutorial.
Nice.
Literally like an hour before. So big shout out to CJ.
Shit, I know he was hyped that day. Then.
Oh yeah, he was in control right there.
He was doing a lot of Rizzy and Fizzy and Jizzy and shit, whatever else he got to say.
It says, evening, fellas. If you're tuning in the Facebook group, there is a link in the description. If you click that link, it's StreamYard.com/Facebook.
That's
we can see
right.
who you are. Okay,
that's
cool. Appreciate that.
It must be us though, man, because we getting too many people that I just every week on the show.
Yeah, it's
Queen 3 and King 2. I can't. We got to do something different to get this. We want to see who you are to give you proper credit for your comment.
Yeah, but that is Vince, right? He's in Minnesota, so I'll connect you guys. He's tapped in.
Is he saved?
DJ Knox.
Is he? Huh? How saved?
Is he saved?
How saved?
I don't know how saved, but he's saved.
This gonna be out of town.
He married.
Looking for that Minnesota dream.
He married.
He go to church on Easter.
To do with how saved you is.
Yeah,
he go to church on Easter and Thanksgiving. That's it.
The essentials.
Okay, we good then. Hook him up with it.
The essentials.
Yeah, I need you to love it.
His wife got golf clubs.
Like Tigers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chief Rock talking about Doc. You ain't saying. Yes, I am, man.
Wow.
Pastor Dodd in the building.
What's up, Pastor Dodd?
I love this movie. Nothing like other Tyler Perry movies. Yeah. My initial thoughts, I'm gonna tell you right off the rip.
Thank goodness.
He said, "Laugh out loud, you stupid dog." Rucker Park in the building. Thank you for tuning in. I feel like we haven't seen you in a little while, Rucker.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't know why you going to the game, Doc. And girls gonna lose. Don't worry about us. Don't worry about us."
See if I can find Apollonia or Vanity here. That's why I'm going.
You better not find Vanity. She dead.
Vanity Junior. Then shit.
He said, "Have y'all had Raka tequila?"
Tequila.
Nah,
oh, you mean
he sent me some of that. Send some more.
Send you some of that? I thought he was just joking. It sounded like he was talking about
moonshine, Jack.
The white Lakers.
They got Lakers got 2 wins.
Oh, they got 2
wins. They won last night. It's 3.
3 and what 7 or something. Kirby Alexander in the building. Thank you for tuning in. I believe this is Theodora
Blue Streak Freak
in the building. He said, "Well, damn, Dolomite." I guess.
Right. Get me started, man.
Superhead, yeah. Superhead is real big in what was that, the 2000s? A lot of rappers know. Etiquette, you know.
Oh yes.
April Showers in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Eagles about to lose. I don't have that on, but I might keep us updated on the score.
It was 14-10 Eagles when I left, and Jalen Hurts had just thrown a touchdown. I mean, an interception.
Interception. Okay. Waiting on this, trying to see how Tyler Perry did. What did you say?
He got that Dak disease.
Throwing interceptions.
Who's this awesome movie? I mean, I'm gonna have to go to Facebook.
Prove it.
This Joe in the building. Good to see you, Wilkes. I think that's Theodora that probably said that.
Thank you. Good to be back.
All right. 2014 Washington at the half. Okay.
Oh,
we need that to happen.
They won't hold it.
We need
that. They won't hold it. So just go on about your business.
Yeah, I was gonna say Washington.
They won't hold it.
All right. So, a Jazzman's Blues, Tyler Perry film. He directed it, produced it, wrote it. He pretty much in and out. This is his film. And so, initial thoughts. His movies are always better if he's not in it.
Ha!
It's true for me. I can't do any more Medea movies. He said he was done, and then he made another one, and then he made another one. But the movies that he's not in and he directed are normally a lot better. So that's my initial thoughts as we kind of go around the room. And also, I'll say, when it said a Jazzman's, I thought maybe that was somebody's name and not, a jazz man. That was my initial thoughts before watching the movie.
Yeah, you thought it was Jazzman, right?
That's what I thought. I thought the lady on the cover was name was Jazzman.
Blew the shit out of me.
Yeah, they got me. All right, go ahead, Wilkes.
Yeah, I think
Trap, you just noticed we back to this going first to Wilkes bullshit again. You noticed that? I thought we got past that shit. When we went to HR and complained, I thought we got past that shit, but we back on it now. I see.
He coming off the engine list.
Hey man, they finna get rid of affirmative action, man. So it don't matter.
It ain't gonna work, Wills. You ain't a white woman, so it ain't gonna work for you.
Oh, you might be right. I might have a little privilege there. Man, so yeah, no, I thought it was pretty good for what it was. I thought it was decent. I was glad Tyler Perry was not in it because I'm just like, oh gosh, like, am I gonna put up with Tyler Perry? But yeah, no, I mean, it was. To me, it was it reminded me of watching like Ray because of the shacks that they were living in, and then how James Brown was talking about how him and his dad were living and stuff like that. So that was just all different movies. I mean, it was maybe even a little Emmett Till was in there, So it was just one of those things where Passing that we watched a few weeks ago. And, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it had a lot of vibes, similar. To some other movies. Shout out to Mika. That's a comment by her. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to click that link so we can see you are.
She got a show. She need people to do it, and she can't do it.
All right. Hey, Trap.
I read that before you put it up. Hey, I enjoyed this movie. I put it in my favorites. Actually, it's one of my favorite movies ever. Because
ever,
ever.
That's a strong word.
Flat out. I mean, my favorite movies are Shawshank Redemption, L.A. Confidential, Malcolm X, Glory, and Devil in a Blue Dress. One of those movies finna be removed from my top 5 for this. He did a great job writing this. He did a great job touching on all portions of our culture. He did a great job showing different facets of of life, civil and rivalry, drug abuse, parental issues, how race is just a made up construct. It's a social construct. It's not a real thing. And you got people hating, they hating things that they don't even know that they are part of. So it was a wonderful situation. If you ask me, I'll watch it 1,000 more times.
Yeah. All right.
That brings up a good idea for me, H-Rap. You're talking about your top 5. What we need to do is we need to have an episode called the Fourcast Fab 4. Most people do a top 5. We need to do a top 4 since it's the Fourcast.
Yeah.
This is just a little producing on the air. Viewers, just don't worry about it. But I think that'll be a good show. And we'll talk about our top 4 films and why, and let the other people make fun of the other ones and shit, because that's going to happen. As soon as H-Rap say Pootie Tang, hey, we're going to
You already know.
The roasting begins.
Yeah.
Before I get to my initial thoughts, I always like to, in case there are people in the audience who don't know what the film is about, because we'll get to talking about some stuff and maybe this will help them understand where we're going. I like to kind of give a little short description. So it's described as a tale of forbidden love and family drama unravels 40 years of secrets and lies in the Deep South during an unsolved murder investigation. I like Ben. I was confused. I thought it was a Jazzman's Blues, somebody named Jazzman, but it's a Jazzman's Blues because they got, jazz music and juke joints and things of that nature there. Another interesting fact about this movie is the fact that this is actually the first screenplay that Tyler Perry ever wrote. Mm-hmm. He wrote this back in 2006. However, he just released it. And from what I read, I believe it was a situation where he just didn't have a lot of confidence in it. And doing the other things that he's done, the Medeas and Diary of a Mad Black Woman and these other things, obviously he's uber confident now. And as a result, he was ready to release this. And I think that's good. And I think that's also something that we can all be mindful of because we got projects, right? A-Trap got a ton of ideas. I got a ton of ideas. Wilk's got a ton of things he wants to do. And sometimes we get discouraged because we don't do them in what we would consider to be a timely fashion, but sometimes, matter of fact, there used to be a commercial that says I will serve no wine before it's time, right? You got to let it age. So some things we need to mature, right? Before we release them. And so I think this is a fantastic example of that Perry wrote it in 2006, but did not reduce it until 2022.
You know what? I like to interject for a second. I don't think it was a lack of confidence. I don't think it was an audience for it at that time. I don't think the America was ready for this.
Yeah,
in 2005. You're looking at a situation to whereas America just really, I can always quote that study from Harvard that says we watch 80% more TV than most people. So he released this on Netflix because, we all piling in on Netflix. In 2005, Netflix wasn't as big. Studios wouldn't have given him the money to make this. And remember, Tyler Perry wasn't a billionaire in 2005. He didn't have the audience for this. Mm-hmm. We would have gone to see it, but the world wouldn't go see it. The world checking out Tyler Perry right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right in the sense that he didn't have the audience, but as far as America not being ready for it, we were ready for it. Shit, they did A Time to Kill in 1996, and shit, that movie, Samuel L. Jackson was a thug in that motherfucker,
Exactly.
So I think he may not have had the audience to support it. So I'll go with that.
But and I do think though he's done so much. This is kind of outside of his norm. Normally. He'll do the Medea movies. Obviously, he'll do some type of Why Did I Get Married, some type of relationship movie. But to this had deeper, meaning to it than some of his other movies. So I was honestly surprised that this was his movie because this is kind of outside of his. So that could be a part of why he waited.
Which
is I don't know, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I would have paid to watch this in the theater. I think this is perfect for a Netflix type movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the quality, it's theater quality, but the problem would have been, can you come up with a trailer good enough to make it enticing enough for us to go want to see it in the theater? Yeah. Once you've seen it, I don't think anybody would argue that it's worth whatever your theater would charge you, right? Yeah. It's that good. But, can you write a trailer that teases us enough to want to go do it? But I thought at the beginning of this, another ironic thing, A-Trap has kind of mentioned it already, or Wilkes, about affirmative action, is that considering everything that's going on with affirmative action, early on, the guy who's running for office in the beginning mentions affirmative action, considering, like I said, again, the recent news on that subject. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. And I had to go back and watch it because I was trying to figure out, okay, who was the lady at the beginning? Because when you're watching it from the beginning, you don't know who she is.
That's the mom, isn't it?
I'm assuming that was Bayou's mom.
Right. And you don't know. Yeah. I didn't know they was jumping back and forth and shit. Because so I'm somebody I'm going to read the description of the movie before I start. And plus, that's part of the notes that I take for our reviews. And so I saw set in 1987. So when they started doing all this, I can't read and write, and we stand in the and all this other shit. I'm like, nigga, what? This shit ain't adding up.
Y'all can't read by now.
So I actually wrote a note saying I thought this was set in 1987, and then I followed it up. I said, okay, they looking back to as far as 1937 to kind of flashback. So makes sense now.
Yeah. Well, what's good, CJ? I gave you a shout out. You did a great job on Elevate, first time hosting. He said he's checking in from H-Town, so thank you for tuning in. And I didn't know that it was 1987. I thought that was 90s because it kind of looked 90s, maybe end of the 80s, because that's the stuff they were wearing and the way the town looked. But that makes sense though that was 87.
Yeah, and plus this was in what city was this in? This was
I don't think this was a rural town right outside of Atlanta.
Just in the south.
Somerville, right?
Based on that,
somewhere probably in Cobb County.
Yeah. So you
that's
can
the way
see
they get down in Cobb County to this day.
Some of those outskirt towns, not going to necessarily be as developed in terms of the look as some of your cities like Atlanta, because they did refer to the big city quite a bit. So fast forward 50 years later, I'm sure you still going to get a little bit of lag,
Right.
Yeah, 2001, I almost got killed in Cobb County.
I remember you telling us that story, man.
A lot of people don't like going through Cobb County to this day. You're right. People do not like
Chief Rock about Cobb County,
Yeah. I appreciate the D Great for tuning in. What is that, Chief 2050? I don't know, must be inside. Thank you, A-Trap, for the one-on-one we had on last week's episode. Yep.
Man.
Yep. Did y'all peep the TV on top of the TV?
That's how I knew it was 87. That was at my grandmother's house.
I didn't catch that, but it wouldn't have stood out to me, shit, because I'm so used to it.
Right, that's what I said. It's the
80s. Yeah. And man, she walked a long. I don't know how far she walked.
That lady,
she walked a long ways, and she had to have been 90 and up, because you think at an age, I mean, unless she probably had Bayou when she was really young, but she had to have been 80 and 90 years old or older.
Possibly, because I didn't catch the date when they said Somerville, whatever, but I'm sure that had to be the 20s. I would think that's the late 20s,
40s.
early 30s.
I thought they went back to the 37 is what it was.
37?
It was 37. It was definitely 37 because my mother was born in 47. Okay. So anytime I see something around that time, I think about my mother.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, it either was in the 20s or the 30s, the way I gathered that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. And to kind of, as we talking about the characters' names, Bayou, so he was the main male character. And then Lindsay, well, they called her Bucky, but she didn't want to be called
Bucket.
Leanne.
Bucket.
I thought it was Bucky.
No, it was
Bucket.
What was Ben watching? What movie is
See, Ben, let me just say
Oh,
this.
she said
Let me just say
Bucket.
this. Ben done told on himself a couple of weeks ago when he said he'd be on his phone while he
Oh,
watching
yeah.
movies. That wasn't the
That's
first.
why I take my notes.
That wasn't the first.
I was like, they called her Bucket like 3 times in the movie.
It's
So
Bucket.
Leanne,
They even said at the beginning, they called
And
her
he
Bucket
got
because
mad.
that's
And
how
remember
mama
the
dropped
one
off.
time, and the one time Bayou got mad when she called her Bucket. Don't call her that. You know.
yeah. So that's
When he had
the
the coochie
main
on his lip
female
by that
character.
Oh, sorry.
He
April
was still
Showers, I think.
he was still a little slow at that time. I ain't never seen a nigga go from slow to fast so quick.
P-Power, baby.
Hey, he
Bucket
figured
on
the
him.
shit out, didn't he?
P-Power. I was like,
Undefeated.
wow, okay, man. He even had a little bass in his chest.
Didn't he?
He did.
Whooping his brother ass all of a sudden, you know.
Yeah, I was like, man, this dude, yeah.
That P-Power got him tough, baby.
Golden, thank you for tuning in.
Popping them P tablets.
One for sound and the other for picture. Yep, true.
Yeah.
We were talking about the two.
Right.
My grandmama house, man. I know.
They didn't show her anymore. She probably walked back home, went to sleep. Probably. She walked a long way. She was like, that's it.
She hobbled a long way.
That's it. I'm done. I'm dead.
Like, on a cane across the railroad track. Come on.
Railroad tracks over the sea, through the grass,
over the river and
everywhere.
through the woods, nigga.
Yeah, everywhere.
Exactly.
All right, so she comes into the office and she says, I want you to solve a murder from 19 and 47.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I tell you she was old. She said 19 and 47. So I want to get you guys' thoughts on that. That kind of I figured maybe it was a murder, or maybe she was just trying to give him something, because it seemed like she was saying, I want you to solve something, but it's from so long ago. How would he be able
Didn't
to?
she say, I got some information on a murder?
It was all in the letters, I think. I think he's getting it from Reed, just like
the story.
Yeah, it's like the story is painted through the letters, I guess.
Yeah. No. I you know, if you look at it closely, if you pay close attention, what she did was got fed up. You know, these people, our elders, then dealt with a lot of nonsense, right? Mm-hmm. They dealing with this racism, they dealing with this discrimination, and they dealt with it. You know, look, this is life. This is what I got to deal with. Her basically her in-laws had been terrorizing her for 40, 50, 60 years, right? So she dealt with it her entire life. Now her grandson is on TV disrespecting her and the rest of her family. Right. So she said, you know what? You on here talking about me and my people. I'm going to let you know. You are one of these very people. I'm going to let you know who you are. I'm tired of dealing with it. And I'm gonna knock you down a peg. So, you know, like I said, at the top.
So she knew, okay, because that's the piece
was her grandson.
She got, okay, got you.
Because remember, close to the end, when Bucky came and gave her the groceries, what was the thing she said to Bucky? She said, what if my grandson, she said, what if that baby would have come out dark?
Right.
She knew the likelihood of that baby coming out light because of her. Yeah. Bucket is 75% white. Her grandfather, super light, bright, almost white. She light, bright, almost white. Yeah. So the likelihood this young man or this child is going to come out looking like them, not Bayou. So she dealt with it. She held it under her hat for years. It ain't no reason to bring it up now because my son is dead. But you're not going to continue to besmirch my community with this slander of us being lazy. So I'm going to let you know how lazy we are not. I'm going to let you know one of us. Yeah. It was dope. That's why I love this movie, man, because it is the things that we're going through every day. We dealing with these things every day, and we suppress these things. And then you got somebody on the sideline talking about, well, not all white folks. Instead of just addressing that we have an issue with culture in this country, we always try to divide. So that's why, like I said, man, there was so many things going on in this movie. I couldn't help but love it.
Yeah, and it definitely, to Pastor Dawes' point, it did blow his mind as he was reading, because at first he was like, I'm too busy. Then once he started reading and he seen his mom's name, he was like, oh, okay, what is this? And so he spent, probably looked like the rest of that day or the rest of the next couple days, possibly.
Oh yeah.
No, that day.
That's what I'm saying.
He did that in a day.
Yeah, once he pieced it together with those letters, I mean, it's blatant. It's obvious.
Yeah. Appreciate you, LaShawn, for tuning in.
What's up, LaShawn Lee? Who knows LaShawn right here?
Huh?
A-Trap? Okay. We'll be good then. we don't say no crazy shit to LaShawn then, since she
So the interesting dynamic between Bayou and his father, and then Bayou and his brother, that whole, which that wasn't his dad. So he treated his brother Willie Earl. That's the name right there.
Willie
Earl better, because Willie Earl could go out and do stuff with him. He could actually play the trumpet. So I felt like that was a dynamic that they did really well playing that throughout the movie. Anybody want to share thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was clear. You know, we deal with this all the time. You get in these blended families. You got a woman who has a child already, so you don't treat the child like it's a person. You treat the child like it's a thing. And let's not forget, you got the light skin, dark skin thing going on. He thinking Willie Earl is better than Bayou because Willie Earl is light.
Right.
And then the next thing is
Willie Earl.
Yeah, Willie Earl. It's sibling rivalry. This is why I like this movie so much, because it had every aspect of life in it. Jealousy. And this is not just with the black community. This is with everyone. And you got, you ain't really my son, instead of just, that's why we come up with these stupid tropes like stepson, stepdaughter. Or I got homeboys who introduce the woman that they married. This is my wife's daughter. No, Joker, that's your daughter.
Yeah,
right.
These are the things that are going on. And like we were joking about Bayou being a little slow. I don't think Bayou was ever slow. But you know what? If you grow up in the world where people tell you can't all the time, that's the greatest thing. Shout out to Dolores and Nat Pollard. That's my mother. My mother made me feel like I could fly. Dude, it's certain things in life that I don't excel. I didn't excel at because I saw my mother do it so easily that I thought it was easy. Then I got there and I was like, it's hard. But it still wasn't too hard, because my mother, if I got straight A's, my mother would tell me exactly what I told BJ when he got straight A's. You don't even want to think you could do it. I knew you could do it. So when you tell a young man his entire life, probably she's been around. Bayou had been around his father since he's 5, 6 years old. You telling me stupid all the time, he's gonna assume he's stupid. And Bucket realized, you ain't stupid. You just been beat down just like me. That was the connection.
The connection between them two. Yep.
You getting molested. You getting molested mentally, and I'm getting molested physically. I can relate to your pain. You can relate to my pain. So let's get past all this pain.
Hey, go back to it. Somebody quoted Drake right here. You just overlooked that.
Pipe down, nigga.
Yeah, how many pins it's gonna take for you to pipe down? Yeah.
She got mad at old boy being racist and put them Sunday shoes.
How much I gotta spend for you to pipe down? That's my cut right there, boy.
Hey, big ups to RC in the building. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, and I really appreciate your cola too, man. It's real good, RC. RC cola. Come on, Wilkes.
I'll see you up there too, man.
Come on.
I'll see you up there too.
Hey. I get that real crown.
Luke said that wasn't
good. A-Trap, you need to go to the private chat, sir.
So Pastor Dodge said, so who was the oldest? So mom stepped out on her husband.
It's a good question.
You saying the mom or the dad? Who's the oldest?
Well, see,
no,
because
Willie Earl and Bayou. Bayou was the oldest.
Really?
Bayou was the oldest because
he was the oldest?
He is the child that was there before. Think about it. Willie Earl is there, is being favored because he light skinned and he my son. Bayou ain't my son, and he dog like me.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
I ain't worth the jack. So he
ain't either.
So to answer Pastor Dodd's question more specifically, then mom didn't step out. She had a kid already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and wouldn't that be considered rare for back in 1937?
No, because I got two, aunt, uncle, Princess, and Otis that are not my grandfather's children.
I guess so. Yeah, 51. Yeah, that's right. It's not. They just didn't talk about it as much as we talk about it now. You know that ain't that boy baby.
Right.
Hey, that's the slogan. Mama's baby, Papa's baby showed up.
Exactly.
That's where it all started. So Bucket was staying with her grandfather. Now I was trying to figure out how did the mom drop her off there, or I didn't get that part because it seemed like her mom was trying to pimp her out. So I'm like, why was she leaving down there?
Well, she was out. She dropped her off initially because she was out trying to live her life.
Right. And then when she realized she got to the point in her life where, look, these looks ain't gonna kill it for me no more, but they'll kill it for you. And I'm gonna go down here and get my baby from my daddy
ride on your
and
coattail.
tell everybody, and I'm gonna ride on your coattail. That's why she told her, don't mess this up for us. Don't mess this up for yourself. Don't mess this up for us.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's free ride, meal ticket.
Yeah. Right? Now Bucket could pass, but the mom, you could tell the mom.
Yeah, but so let's hang on a second. So was Bucket pregnant when the mama came and picked her up by the granddaddy? Because did y'all hear her say?
I heard
she
what
told
you
me what you did to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would that come up?
Yeah,
because
it was later though. It was that was like years later.
Because it obviously the pawpaw was doing what he was doing. That wasn't his first time in all likelihood, right? You know, that's not the impression you got. So I wonder why, she's using that as we got to leave because of what you did to me.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume, how just like everything back then, like if dog is sneaking over my sister's house, the whole town know.
That's right.
The whole time. Remember, my man Bayou's mom, she said, I knew you were sneaking out. I just didn't know what you was doing. So if she knew he was sneaking out, more than likely it was somebody else that knew too.
This is why right here.
The grandfather, and he hit the horn. Come get this, you know how old
she was messing with Bayou. That's why.
Right.
That's why she came to pick him up.
Right. Come get this girl because she ain't doing what she's supposed to be doing. Because now he know, look, man, you can mistreat somebody as much as you want. When you get that one person in your life that will empower you, this molesting. Because if Bayou would have told Bucket, pop him, Grandpa would be hanging with Elvis.
Well, Bayou would have had to been the one to do it.
No, I'm saying if Bucket would have said Bayou,
point made. If vice versa. Either
way.
Either way,
right.
Somebody got your pain like that, and they were the only two people in that town that had each other back. She empowered him with education. He empowered her with love, that letting her know, no matter what, I know what your granddaddy doing to you, but you still mine. And she look, your dad and your mama treat you like trash, but I got your back. They don't want to teach you how to read. They told you were too stupid to read. I'm going to show you're not. And he showed her that she was worth more than just getting molested.
Right. So she ends up leaving. Obviously, Willie Earl left to follow his dad.
Willie Earl.
They were gone for a minute. And so they were kind of out of the picture for a minute. Bayou ended up getting drafted. They didn't spend a lot of time. What he said, he had an accident and
he got hurt. He got his
leg drill or something.
He hurt in the military.
Something happened to his knee or something.
So he ended up coming back
on Willie Earl because he had learned how to fight in the military.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Good point. And so so who was the lady that I wasn't Bayou's sister, but she was cousin. The maid.
Oh, it's my sister.
Bayou's cousin. Bayou's cousin.
That was a cousin. Okay.
I was trying to figure out. She was close to the family. I didn't know how close.
Well, I assumed that was his cousin because remember at the very beginning, Bayou is picking lavender and he just being you know, for lack of a better term, he's being happy retard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they convinced me what he was being for.
The way he was running, though, he did look a little.
Yeah, he being black. He living up to what he was.
I do have a question.
Glass ceiling, right?
I do have a question. If you're retarded, do you know you're happy?
Hey, he said, yeah, because you ain't got to worry in the world.
Yeah,
but
I guess you're.
Remember, when he was picking the lavender, he skipped over there to the little get down that they was having. His mama singing, his daddy playing the instrument, and he asked that lady, who I'm assuming is his cousin. Who is that?
But I don't know, because when Bucket,
Bucket did assume that he was getting with her.
Yeah, so she was like, "I need you to clean the floor," and she started being real nasty. So that made it seem
because
like
she jumped on him. Because she saw him jump on his back and
popped her.
Yeah, but either way, I don't think that's that. Because think about it. Back then, whether you're blood or whether you're just really close, you got treated the same, right? You know, I mean, think about that. How many people in our families that people would know? We don't even know really whether we could or not, because we were so close and we done called each other that so long. So I don't think it matters. It didn't change the relationship whether there was blood or not.
Yeah. All right, what's this? You know what that means, A-Trap?
She's from Joliet. That's the town.
Joliet.
Yeah, somebody asked her. Yeah, somebody
where's she
asked
from?
her.
town.
All right. He showed her that she could get it in the front seat of the car. She kept kissing him on the mouth. Bang, bang, bang.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. That was the wrong because Moms was a
IRP to John Witherspoon.
Moms was like a personal investigator, man. She was everywhere. My green screen went out again. Anyway, she was everywhere. I mean, she was on top of him like, you can't do nothing.
Hey man, that's 2 weeks in a row.
I don't know.
Maybe it's your green screen bill, mama.
What's that tablecloth you got in the back? The reception towel table.
I'm just getting to the comments in the private chat.
That's what they're gonna have on the Thanksgiving table. Wilkes with the turkey on it, right?
It's perfect. All I gotta do is take it down, put it on the table. We
don't drop the tailgate on this side. I gotta use it.
You put some Reynolds wrap over that.
Right.
A cellophane over there.
Yeah, really good.
Some of that saran wrap you wrap the pallet with. So they end up moving to Hopewell County. That was where Cincy was trying to convince the mom to move, and so when Bayou got back, that's when they kind of went to there. Willie Earl came back with was he Jewish or was he German?
German.
He was Jewish.
I couldn't really understand what he was saying.
Remember when he pulled him over to the side of the road? He said, "Hey man, when the Germans was on our ass,
that's right.
We had to just back up and bounce and come back stronger.
When he was telling that
story, ourselves, right?
Yeah. But he had a very odd, but his accent was closer to a German accent than it was.
But that's probably the Jews are German.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that was probably
which ones, the real Jews or the fake Jews?
The Abakanazi Jews. So you're not gonna get hey, bro, you're not gonna get hey, I'm trying to get a Nike deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit Nike tonight. Hey man, I'm gonna get the bench. But now, but the German, let's not, that's the thing. The German Jewish people are Germans. They just follow the Jewish faith.
Yeah.
Or they are the Jewish whatever the Abakanazis. That's what they are.
Yeah.
So we both right then. He German.
Yeah. Shout out to Nike. 3 Adidas TSP, man. What's up? Trying to get a record deal out here, man.
So as soon as
from a shoe company.
Right.
And one had
Adidas.
You said I had a lot of ideas, Joker. I'm trying to put out some new stuff. I'm finna be huffy instead of puffy.
Huffy, wow.
We're finna put Bluetooth speakers in our sneakers, man.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, we are going
On drugs.
We're going to pause real quick for station identification.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and what Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central.
All right, welcome back to the Fourcast. If you are just tuning in for any reason,
answer the question.
I did.
a Jazzman Blues.
If you go outside your house and your tires flat, you know what it is. That's what you're going to get. Go outside and you won't. Tonight. God damn it.
Willie Earl came back, and it made me think of every black musician, not every, but a lot of black musicians that came back with the itch.
Sorry.
With the sniffles. He was in and out of the room. So give me your thoughts on Willie Earl coming back with the manager. That was a kind of interesting vibe. I didn't, he went to Chicago and seemed like he was doing well.
That was when he was. Yeah, that was when he was first on heroin. Because the symptoms wasn't bad. He was sniffing a little bit, but what was the deal with the German guy though? Did we ever figure out what exactly was wrong with him?
They probably both on
German Jewish.
Well, I think he just had. I think he just had the flu or something. I don't think drugs was his issue. I think he just got sick.
No, I don't think it was drugs. But
I think it's
it didn't seem like no regular illness. But then again, it was,
he bounced back.
By the end, it was probably 1940 or 41 or something like that.
Yeah.
Baby Queen said he was on that
issue. He wasn't. I don't think
he was.
Because he wouldn't have got clean. I mean, because he never had an issue.
Right.
He wouldn't have come off that heroin just like that.
See, it just seemed like he had the flu or something.
I think it was another because of who Tyler Perry is. I think that was just another indication. That was another example of who we are. When we got sick back in the day, our mothers, our grandmothers, and it was always one person in that town who gave everybody the elixir to get you right. He's showing you, like, we ain't have to go to no doctors. We had his mother, like my like little simple stuff. Like people don't know. Well, most people don't know, if you get real sick, like if you get the flu, one of the cures, one of the things that help you get rid of the flu is put potatoes on your feet and put them in your socks. It draws the fungus out of your feet. It draws the fungus from your body through your feet. Yeah. The toxins. And onions do the same thing. Red onions do the same thing. So I think that was just Tyler Perry showing you that even when we're in the worst situations, we have to act for our best interest. Because remember, Bucket's mom, Bayou's mom was like, man, if that white man dying here, we're gonna be in trouble. We're gonna be in the world. Right. You done bumped this white boy back. Now you done put me in a mix.
Right.
So I think he was just showing. That's why I say it's history, it's family, it's drugs, it's entertainment, it's the Willie Lynch get down, it's the Emmett Till get down. It was everything in this movie. That's why I truly enjoy it. That's why I said it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Because
there was a lot going on. I mean,
there was a lot going on,
and it was good.
Exactly.
And like H-Rap said, I think it connected to those moments, and I mean, it had a little of Mississippi Burning. It reminded me of, like I said, the shacks that they would show in Ray. Listening to James Brown talking about him and his dad. It's just just those things, seeing those images. and actually seeing pictures in photo albums and just kind of seeing all of that. And it even reminded me of Eve's Bayou a little bit.
Yes. Especially with the molestation.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I think it was done well.
So for our viewers out there, A-Trap said something that may confuse you a little bit. Let me give you a practical application. So he talked about the potatoes in the socks, and sometimes they use onions. So the next time you and your girl getting freaky, if she smell like onions, ask her, "You got the flu, baby?"
Yes. Hey, he ain't got to know where you've been. He just want to know how you do it.
We got
no, man. I'm not going with this drug thing. We gotta flesh this out. Because Pastor Dodd said he was dope sick.
Okay, that's the case.
Lily said he was dope sick, but think about it though, A-Trap, you ain't getting off that heroin that easy, man.
He was when they went to Chicago. He had no issue. I'm managing y'all.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
Well, see, honestly, when I first saw it, I thought he was the one that got Willie Earl on the drugs because
his daddy did.
But remember, he said his daddy, he watched him shoot up in front of him. So yeah,
Heron big here in Chicago. They went to Chicago, man. It's not hard to get here. Man. I'm just saying, it ain't never been hard to get here. But on the serious side, I don't think Bayou's mom would have given him drugs. I think she nursed him back to health. I think he sweat out whatever issue it was. And then, if that's the case, I don't think she would go buy drugs to make sure he get well. He sat there for a few days. He might even sat there for.
But he said, did he travel with him, or he wanted to travel with him, or something? Because I thought maybe when he traveled to the U.S., maybe that's when he got sick.
Maybe. I mean, it could have been some type of.
I think it was just a virus. I think it was just a serious virus.
Yeah,
and the way he just passed out.
He had some connections in Chicago already. Remember, because he said, "Hey, you said if I get you better, then you'll hook me up with the people you knew. You'll get me a gig at the Royale."
Yeah, true. Right. So maybe they just ran into each other.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it was a definite connection.
He don't know nothing about Chicago.
No.
Shout out to
that's something else.
Mr. Totally 11. Thank you for tuning in. Spider webs on that bad cut to stop the bleeding. I did not.
It cauterized the cut. It's almost like what they put on, like you know how those stitches they just put on now, they just paste them on instead of digging into your skin.
It's like a glue.
Same way. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think it was a drug situation because I mean I've been around a lot of people who use drugs, been on drugs, been addicted to drugs. I ain't never seen nobody pass out like that. Not no drop dead pass out from drugs.
And it was more so like she was just giving them some natural remedies to get them back. It wasn't no drug.
Yeah. And you put tobacco on those bee stings or wasp stings. You put tobacco on it.
Yeah.
And then she even said his mother said, "Go get some of that this and that, some of that."
Right.
So
right.
I mean, people saying he's on drugs. He might have been, but I didn't get that.
He kicked it real quick. Yeah. He was laser focused about getting Bayou that opportunity. Alicia says definitely gave me Eve's Bayou vibes. He was dope sick brothers. I wish he would have left Willie Earl and that needle in Chicago.
That dude.
He was probably exhausted because he was fighting discrimination too. To be successful as a manager, I don't think it was drugs. I just think
it's drugs. I mean, it could be. I mean,
yeah. No, I just assume wrong. I'm sure it's not. I just
to stop.
Yeah, because I was thinking maybe he got Willie Earl hooked on it, but then
the heroin that I know, it's gonna keep calling me. Shit.
Just keep calling me. So I worked in the field. I know dope sick. I've seen people pass out.
Well,
he was sick off the off the heroin.
The heroin. That sounds like some spray.
That heroin.
All right. So as we were getting, passing. I didn't watch Passing was there any similarities to passing in this?
Well, just
absolutely.
just in the fact that the passing, right? You know, you got the mom and the daughter passing for White, so similarities in that way. I don't know that I would go much past that. There was a fear, I guess, of getting caught and what would happen if you did.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was some similarities. I have to give it that.
And the cousin, it was a conversation the cousin and Bucket had, or the close family friend, and Bucket had, and she even said, "I know you passing. I've often wondered if I could, would I pass?"
Right.
And that's why you just, dude. That's why this whole joint, I love it because
that's a deep statement right there. She goes, "If I could, would I try to?"
Right.
So
because she
that
definitely
was one thing where she was like, "I'm not judging you because I wondered myself if I could, would I?"
Yeah, I mean, and think about it, man. You want to live your life with somebody not almost literally foot on your neck. You got to bow down. This is during the period of time when you walking down the street and somebody white walk towards you. You can't look them in the eye. You got to get off into the mud because it wasn't no street.
Right.
You get off into the mud, stand in the mud till they walk past and then going through. Man, a lot of people would pass if they had the opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's why I made the comment a few months ago where it's just like they just stroll up on a truck with a bunch of torches and y'all think y'all can just pull people out of the house when you're ready? Oh, and not without a fight. That's crazy.
No, but think about it, man. I mean, Emmett Till uncle dealt with that. That's exactly what Emmett Till's uncle dealt with. Do you want this house burnt down? Do you want them to kill one nephew?
It's just like, I mean, of course it's just like enough's enough. You know, it's like you living in fear because you're pretty much walking on eggshells. Yeah. And the money that she was giving the sheriff, was that just cause, I guess? So he looked at the
protection so they wouldn't come shut the juke joint down.
I mean,
that was like a mafia payment, basically.
Yeah, exactly. She making it, and this is money to keep you off my back because you don't want no liquor licenses back then.
Oh, well, yeah.
So and if it was, she probably didn't have one, and she like, look, you want to mess up your lick?
Right.
You gonna burn up my house and mess up your lick? Because just know, Bayou's mama made that man house that slick. That man had a real nice house. She made that house that slick because the whole black part of that town was coming to her joint every week,
right?
Every night or whenever they would get down.
Yeah.
No, I think they said in the movie it was every Friday and Saturday night.
Right. And she was doing well too. Bayou was saying that she was doing well because before
I went just for the chicken wings.
True. Only chicken
gizzards.
The neck bones,
feet, chicken gizzards, everything but the cluck on that joint.
So Bucket and Bayou started to. So I guess let's back up. So basically, he comes back. Bucket is gone because her mom came and picked her up, and then she comes back, and that's when I think the story
she left black. Yeah. She did like the Jews. We back on this. She left black.
You ain't gonna mess up my
came back white.
You gonna leave us alone, man. You're not gonna mess up my life deal, man. I'm glad to get out of here, man.
She left black and came back white.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thoughts and views expressed. Not the thoughts and views of built for this network. Last man on the bench.
Oh.
Boy, folks will hear my show and they'll be like, "Yeah, dude up top was right. He's
just go to the comments of last week's show. We got all types of stuff in there. And the store owner who stole the money out of Bayou's letters too.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
low down right
I'm
there.
not surprised.
Why my letters on?
So she came back to town. She was white and she was married to a white dude.
Right.
Or about to marry. She was about to marry. She was about to marry because remember she got married when they got back.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So they came back. He was going to be moving back to, I don't know if it was Hopewell County or wherever. He was going to be moving back. And she accidentally runs into Bayou.
Right.
Yeah.
At the sister's, no, at the brother of her
Brother's
fiance's house. The sheriff was that the sheriff's house?
The sheriff's house, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there was probably their parents' house that he kept up because the sheriff had another wife. Remember, the sheriff had a wife. Him and his wife, they pulled up to the house that Bucket, Bucket and the family friend and all of them. So that was probably their parents' house because remember, homeboy said, we've been in this town for decades, for eons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when kind of the story popped off, and Bayou was kind of conflicted. He was pissed, really, because he was like, "Oh, you came back and you married, and then she trying to get at him, and it's like, look, you trying to get me killed." At this point, you
reverted back to that retard then.
It was like, this is over now. Yes. I mean, unless you're trying to get me killed, because this ain't gonna work.
But he didn't turn that P down, or did he?
No, he turned that P power down, though.
Shit, he wasn't that scared.
That the mama, aka the PI, was there, looking in the shadows. But
if I'd been Bucket mama, I'd have killed him. Straight up. But like Charlotte said, that puts you in the mind of the devil in the blue dress. The devil in the blue dress was a black woman who everybody assumed was a white woman. That's why I think the mother got away with it, Wilkes, because the lady and the devil in the blue dress looked lightweight like mama in this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
So I think that's why she was able to get along with. And then, let's be honest. This is that's a cultural thing. We can look like, okay, most people don't know Mike McDaniels down there, the coach for the Miami Dolphins, is a black man.
Yeah, that's right.
But when we look at him, we go, oh, that's a brother.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So we know them. They don't know. See, we've had to study white America since 1619 or earlier, since 1492. We've had to study them. They've never had to pay attention to us. That's why we can pass. It's certain nuances that we see. You can see it could be the lightest, brightest person in the world. And we can go, that's a brother.
Yeah.
And nobody else on earth will know, but we know.
Now, McDaniel, though,
absolutely.
I couldn't tell with McDaniel.
If you look at him closely, you can tell, man. If you look at his face, see, you looking at his hair, and you looking at how fine his beard, you looking at the out. Look at
his looking at his ass and can't tell.
Huh?
Being probably looking at his ass and can't tell.
What? He looks Hispanic to me. That's what I was thinking.
Ow. Well, at least I keep my Nike deal. I keep my Nike deal.
Ben say, look white to me. Yeah.
Oh, God.
He don't even wear no belt with his Wrangler shit. I know he white.
They don't put no belt on?
Wow. And he done had a bunch of chances in the NFL, too. So that was like, yeah, he definitely not black.
Well, he didn't come out as black until the Miami Dolphins had him, and they was on their heels talking about they fired that brother. He was like, I'm black too.
That's
right.
It
was like, you're right.
Can we terminate that contract? Is it too late? Is it too late to terminate that? So we're about about 20 to 30 minutes left. And I was thinking to myself, when is this murder gonna happen? Because I ain't seen no murder.
I like that it lasted, that it took a while. I wouldn't, you didn't want it to happen in the beginning, then they go back and tell the story, or happens in the middle, and then they're trying to solve what happened. And I kind of like the way they drug it out to that final point. And like a crescendo to that one moment.
Yeah.
I agree.
One of my favorite scenes in the movie is when the family friend slapped Bucket. Because she knew. It was two things. It was two
slapped
things.
Her back.
She slapped her back. It was two things at play. I'm only gonna take so much of this oppression.
Right.
That was the first thing.
Yeah. From
and
you.
Then she said,
I know you.
Say something. I get you killed around here, man. Say something. Because you see, when she popped her, Bucket put that hat down and cocked her head to the side. Let me suck his blood up. Because if he figure out that she popped me one, she gonna try to figure out why. He gonna try to figure out how you got the nerve to slap a white woman.
Right.
And she just said, because she ain't white.
What that lady
check her purse. She got some hot sauce in it.
It was in this movie. What that lady say? There's no power on this earth that could stop a Southern man's rage, or or something like that. I was like, oh, great. It's like,
yeah, and she knew her, so it wasn't like they didn't know each other. She was like, I know you, so you can't come at me like that. I know.
Look at that, man. Look at the power dynamic in that. At the beginning of the movie, the dark-skinned sister was one with the power. She was the one with the juice, because all the dudes was over there checking her out. Yeah, they was peeping Bucket because she was the target. You know, she was the light-skinned girl.
Yeah.
She was in the cut
checking her out.
Yeah,
Bucket come back.
And then going back to the sibling rivalry, Willie Earl was looking at her too.
Yeah,
so
they were just mad.
Yeah, they were one-upping each other the whole.
Yeah, Willie Earl was mad because Bucket, he wanted Bucket, and Bucket wanted he wanted Bucket, and Bucket wanted Bayou. All those dudes in that town, because you know it's the old trope. We want the white man's woman. A lot, you think you won when you got a white woman. I mean, I'm telling you, man. This is why this movie is so dope to me, because all the things that we struggle with, all the things that are inculcated into being black in America was mixed into this movie. The oppression from the white sheriff, the white racist sheriff, the stealing from the black business person, the trifling man who can't take it because his woman and her son are more talented than his son.
Or when you watch these, and kind of what H-Rap is going down that road, it's just like these movies also, whether it was, I don't know, this and, it could have been another time, but the thing is how they always go back to Chicago was like that LA to most people.
Yes.
If I can make it big in Chicago, or if I can make a deal with the band leader or somebody of a local nightclub. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of movies that if they're set in that time, people are trying to get to Chicago. I don't care if Chicago,
Detroit.
Right. I don't care if it comes up 20 minutes later in the movie and you never hear about it again, but it's like those movies that are set in that era, it's like they're trying to get somewhere, and it's always Chicago, which that's stage and music.
Hey, that's
and it's a perfect time for the beauty of the week.
All right, so it was a perfect time to discuss the beauty of the week, as H-Rap was talking about the little cookout and how Sissy was getting all the love and whatnot. But as you can see, it was a whole bunch of high yellow cuties in this joint. Bucket being one of them, right? Who the name of her character was Leanne. And again, I ain't gonna take nothing away from her. She was what it was.
I agree.
But and again, like I said, plenty of high yellow spank bank material in this film.
This guy.
Bang Bros.
But my beauty of the week is none other than Milana Jackson, who played Sitsy in this movie. She played Sitsy. She was born and raised in Chicago.
All I needed to see was that dress stick out a little bit, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, they didn't do her justice in this film, bro.
She was playing a role.
That's all right, though. But you got to be
quick. Yeah, that's the beauty of the week. I had to get me some chocolate in this one, man.
Yeah.
Sitsy and the role that she played and whatnot, I'm with her. But again, she's born and raised out of Chi-Town, on the south side of Chicago specifically. Huh?
We ain't gonna hold that against her though.
Yeah, south side, by a single mom. So she got it out the mud.
Yep.
That's our beauty of the week.
A1, baby. A1.
There we go.
That's our beauty of the week. We going with this chocolate. This guy,
I didn't
like the way Bucket did by you. Shit, I couldn't let her. Hell, nothing.
Mika got a comment for you.
Man.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Gorgeous, yeah. Definitely.
A1, baby. A1.
All right. So, kind of fast forwarding. They're coming after Bayou. Him and his brother go up to Chicago.
Hang on one second. Since Lily and Mika is commenting right now, and one of the places of business in this movie was called Hattie Mae's Juke Joint. We got an auntie named Maddie Mae.
Maddie Mae.
Well, maybe we need to start Maddie Mae's Juke Joint. And you know she can sing. Because she sing at people's weddings and stuff. And when she mess up, she'll start over.
You're like, run that back for me. Put me in a C.
Maddie Mae's Juke Joint. And she just turned 80 today, too. So everything is
birthday. That's like
get some good catfish and collard greens coming out of this.
Oh, she can. Hey, Wilkes.
Yeah.
When I say the soccer to me cake that out of this world, she used to make one every Sunday, and all the family would go over there every Sunday. That was part of Sunday. You know, we eat Sunday dinner at home, but we went to her house Sunday afternoon for soccer to me cake.
Sock it to me.
Said, nah, she can mess up some words.
Yeah, she can mess up the
word. she one of those that come up, excuse me, put me in C flat, okay?
Yes.
One more time for the one more time.
Yeah, spin it around one more time.
This
fool says spin it around.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And one thing I say I do appreciate about Tyler Perry is he sometimes he'll put in, star actors, but he's normally putting in those.
That's right.
Mid-level actors. I haven't seen a lot of these people in.
I hadn't seen any of these characters in anything.
Yeah,
I definitely have not.
Well, I seen Bayou in a few things, and the mother is in one of those shows I told you about. Remember, I told you about this lady Misha Green. She's making shows that are too black. They can't stay on TV. Yeah. She had a show on WGN called Underground, and it was about how the mother in this story, she was using her feminine wiles to control the owner of the plantation. Because I don't call them slave masters. I don't call I don't do that. But the owner of the plantation, she was using her feminine wiles. And Juicy Smollett's sister, it was in that series too.
Right. Yeah.
So I've seen a few of these people, but you're right. I really appreciate the fact that Tyler Perry doesn't go with the and what something else I appreciated about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, like Spike Lee, uses a lot of the same people, right?
Yeah,
true.
Right.
Yeah, my brother from Greenwood. It's a few of his cats. Mr. Brown, they all in his movies. He didn't use any of those people, unlike Brother Lee, and it ain't nothing wrong with that. But I really appreciated that that he does give you the opportunity. He is breaking down that trope that only one black person can be famous at a time in Hollywood. Right. Because if you start dealing with Tyler Perry, then what you're gonna end up doing is you might not get the $20 million a year that Will Smith gets, but you might get a $4 million. And you know what? I ain't never seen nobody go, I'm only getting $4 million. So
and the other part is that's giving them continuous work. So with a TV show that he has, I mean, the Tyler Perry Studios, he got so much going on. Yeah, he's able to give these people multiple opportunities. So
I'm pretty sure some of these actors and actresses that we saw in this for our first time, we're gonna start seeing a lot more of and some more mainstream stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
We're gonna recognize them, too. Yeah. And the mom, she was in How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah,
but you know who that lady was in the beginning, right?
The mom.
I know, but you know who that was, right? That was that's the second wife on Unveiled. Unveiled played her, the second Aunt Viv.
Oh, Reed's wife. Reed's wife.
When she came in on the cane, that was the second Aunt Viv from.
That was Daphne Reed.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was the sister who.
Yeah, I thought they just made her look older,
and they just aged her.
Yeah, she played the older version of her. But I'm like, why didn't they just age the same woman? But
that was kind of. I mean, but I rock with Daphne Reed. Daphne and Tim Reed, salute to them because we salute Tyler Perry for having the studio on that Confederate military base. But Tim Reed, right after WKRP in Cincinnati, created his own studio in Virginia. He did the exact same thing Tyler Perry had, but he didn't have $1 billion behind him. He didn't have a brand. And I'm expecting a lot of great things from Tyler Perry now because, as Dolph said, he wrote this movie in 2005. I personally believe he assumed that he didn't have the backing to make it. So how many movies like this does Tyler Perry have in his back pocket that he's ready, he can put out? And now he has this freight train through Netflix that we're gonna definitely have to support. Even though I don't like 90% of Tyler Perry stuff, you know what I do? If I'm just chilling around the crib, I just hit my laptop and just hit a Tyler Perry movie and put the double thumbs up, not just the thumbs up. I put the double thumbs up and just let it play on my laptop just to get a man some play because whether I like it or not ain't the point.
Yeah.
This brother is doing everything he can to keep us in play. When them hurricanes went through a couple years ago, he took his plane and took $1 million worth of supplies down to the Bahamas. So anybody who's getting gifts from God and sharing those gifts, I'm sharing my love with them and rocking with them, even if I don't like what you do.
That's a good look. I'm like this, and this is, again, I'm not a huge fan of the Medea stuff. It's not, I was initially, but it's just, okay, we're done with it, right? However, I understand that there's a large section of our population who still loves them. So if he can crank them out and make money on them, crank them out. I got no problem with that because of what he's doing with it, right? But this definitely made me root for him. And I think that it's going to, like H-Rap said, that we're going to see another level from Tyler Perry. And I'm telling you right now, we got to start thinking about him as one of the greats, and I'm talking about, you're one of the greats of all time with your other filmmakers. See, we often talk about the flexibility and the range of the actors that we're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. And we talked about the range of Denzel and his son John David and a couple other guys that we done studied, right? Yeah. And Tyler Perry now, this shows some range, right?
Yeah, it does.
And I got a feeling that there's more to come from this cat,
Yeah, because he just signed a big deal with them.
Yeah. And I mean, he I think he did an action film. I don't remember what it was.
15 years. Oh, you talking about Old Boy? Was it? He didn't redo Old Boy, was it?
No, he was
the action hero. It was like a weak version of John Wick.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
just like Jordan Peele. He was in this comedy box for a while, and now all of a sudden he's churning out these, sci-fi horror, kind of deals. So. Again, I got a feeling we're going to start seeing more people like this. See, this is the thing for me.
Yes.
The behind the camera people, right? Mm-hmm. Regina King is going to be kicking down some doors as far as that's concerned with how good she's done in some directorial projects and stuff like that. Alex Cross, that's it, Charlotte, which is what Tyler Perry did. Yeah. So I'm excited by this, man, really.
You know what I would like to see? Because we all three of us, I think we touched on it lightly last week. I would like to see Tyler Perry partner with the brother Keenan Ivory Wayans, because Keenan Ivory is a genius as well. Him, Keenan Ivory, our brother from Chicago, Robert Townsend. These men have never had the opportunity to live up to our expectations. We love the 5 Heartbeats. We love And Live in Color. A lot of us love what's Low Down Dirty Shame and stuff like
Meteor
that.
Man.
I'm gonna get you.
Let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away with media. But
that's my booty thing.
See, there you go. We right here not being. But I would love to see that, because we've already showed our propensity to support Black cinema when it's available. Now that Tyler has this deal, I would love to see him partner with Keenan Ivory and Robert Townsend, because, dude, it's a shame that we didn't get something after Parenthood and something after the 5 Heartbeats from Brother Robert Townsend. and you know it was because Hollywood wouldn't fund it. I remember, and I'm sure to show you how crazy we used to be at one point when I used to do the sports show on my network. I don't know what made me do this. I was watching like one of those late night talk shows, and somebody was on there talking about how they have to beg to get money. And I went on my show the next day and I said, you know what? If it ain't a black dude starring in the movie or playing a major role, I ain't going to the movies ever again. And I was like, now, if my old lady, I said, if my old lady want to go, I'm going to go because I'm not finna force my views upon her. But if it's on me, I ain't going no more. And there was a woman in the chat room whose husband was a black actor. She was like, forget that, I'm going. I'm like, like, I'm supporting your home, you fool.
I'm supporting him, yeah. Let's get to some comments here. This is by Alicia. She said, I have a coworker that worked with Tyler Perry at a call center. She said he would spend his breaks and lunches writing his plays in a spiral. He would always tell them he was going to be on TV one day and to see his evolution as everything. Yeah, and there's also he said this. He goes up to Wyoming or somewhere like that, and he spends, I think, a week or two, and he writes all of his episodes. So, he's got at least 5 to 10 shows on BET. So he writes all of his scripts for that. Then if he's doing a movie, so I mean the guy has a pen for directing for sure. And as long as Medea's retired, I think you can see his range now, because Medea is going to be in the center of the movie if it's a Medea movie. But having other movies also when he's not in it, like this movie, he wouldn't, unless he was some type of hidden character, he wasn't in it at all. Right. April Showers, thank you. Yeah, definitely check it out. It's on Netflix. No, it was the light-skinned unveiled. That's what we were talking about earlier. I wondered why they didn't just age the actress. Yeah, I know. That's what I thought.
Why they just didn't age her? But I mean,
I guess to throw her some love. I mean, she
once again, just kind of shouting out.
I also love the Debbie Allen choreography. So that was at the Royale. The lady that was. Now I thought Bayou was gonna get with her because the way they were kind of highlighting that, I was like, I don't know, Bayou.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna get with somebody there.
Yeah,
I didn't know who, but yeah,
exactly.
I thought he was gonna knock him off one of those dances or something like that.
That's it. A-Trap, support that man.
Dust it off.
Finally showing TP's versatility. Yeah, Alex Cross definitely talked about that. That was originally written as a white character. Alex Cross was.
I think Morgan Freeman's played the character too.
You know what's funny though? I don't know if Tyler Perry. We can see it ain't. Maybe it wasn't that he didn't have the ability to show versatility, but he knew, for lack of a better term, if he did a little samboing and tap dancing, they'll put money behind.
Right. Bojangles, yeah,
absolutely.
You step down a little bit. I'm gonna give y'all what y'all want. It's gonna be people like Spike Lee, myself, and others that's gonna diss it. But in the end game, we gonna love him, and that's now he $1 billion strong. And I noticed, like I watched this documentary with Tyler Perry not long ago, and I noticed some of the houses that was in this movie, they're on his set. These are already houses that are constructed. I was like, oh, I saw that house in the documentary. So I don't know if he lacked versatility. He just realized America wasn't ready for him. Dude, I don't think at the turn of the century this movie could have been made. I mean, the sister that wrote Eve's Bayou, man, she she wrote Eve's Bayou in the 80s, right? Or in the 70s. She predicted Donald Trump. She got a movie and a book that predicts, not Donald Trump personally, but she predicts what Donald Trump's doing in her books. I can't think of her name, man. She an awesome writer too, man. I read a few of her books, and you watching and you looking at the world through her eyes. Zorna Hurston, I think that's her name. I'm gonna look it up. Eve's Bayou. She did.
Looks like Cassie Lemons. Looks like was the director of.
No. The lady who wrote the book. Eve's Bayou.
Oh, the book. Okay.
It's a book, and I can't think of her name, but it ain't Ava DuVernay, is it? But it's this lady. She wrote the book, and man, she got every time you turn around, some of her work is being played out. The book came out in '87. Not a movie came out in '87. What's the lady's name? Well, I can't think of the lady right now. I can't find it. But man, a lot of her stuff is just coming true. And she's talking about the white nationalism in America. You read some of her books, and you like, and she does it in a sci-fi futuristic kind of way to desensitize the social structure. It's beautiful, man. And I think TP is doing it, man. I think, man, you got to shout him out because he's doing what Spike Lee should have done. With the 40 acres and the mule. He took the 40 acres and mule and actually bought the 40 acres.
Yeah. He's actually got the land and the area to be able to do it. And Robert Townsend definitely needs his flowers. He's definitely slept on. He don't get a lot of love for what he's done. And we're gonna do Hollywood Shuffle too. So that'll be coming up here in the future.
Keenen Ivory was part of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot of geniuses out there, man, that they just never had the funds. And even though I don't like him, Ari Spears, he spoke on it. He was like, man, it should be more than Tyler Perry doing this. But one thing I will say, because I got to respect my homeboy who did the Black Panther series. Can't think of his name right now. The director,
Ryan Coogler
out of Oakland. He using Tyler Perry Studios to do Wakanda. Eddie Murphy used Tyler Perry Studios for Coming to America too.
Well, that's what I was, and that's what I was thinking. Like, if you're gonna make your own studio, I mean, it's huge. I mean, it's a lot of different buildings and studios. But I would expect, they would start making the movies there. Does he have a sound? Obviously, he's got sound studios.
Yeah, he did. They did most of the Wakandas there. Dolomite. I Am Dolomite, Eddie Murphy did, and Will Smith had done one of Will Smith's movies is done down there. Maybe it's the Slave movie that's coming out, and Will Smith smacked a couple other people, and I'm still gonna support him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that Emancipation is about that famous picture of the guy's back
beat off, right?
Yeah, that's the story about him. Because a lot of people are like, oh, they're gonna push the slave movie, but we never look beyond the, I'm not gonna say never, but we sometimes don't look beyond the surface, and that's not a slave movie. It's about the story.
Right. But like me and Pastor Dodd was talking the other day. I'm gonna get that. It's this picture of this brother being hung. He was being lynched in Indiana. You've seen the picture 10,000 times. You see a bunch of people standing around with their children, people smiling at the camera, and there's a brother hanging from a tree. I'm hanging that at my crib one day, man. I'm gonna get that picture in my house one day, and my grandchildren and my nieces and nephews, the young people, they're gonna, what you got that hanging up for? Because I need you to see what it is. I actually was in a conversation at Kirby House last night. We watching football, and a brother said to me, "Oh, we not getting killed like that anymore." And I'm like, "Boy, didn't you just see this man get kneed to death?" And then the week after he get kneed to death, a cop shooting a car at another brother. I mean, it's just madness, man. Yeah. So I'm hanging that picture up in my crib. Even if I have to have it in my study, it'll be in my crib one day. You're gonna come in my crib and see that.
Yeah, that's almost like people just saying, "Oh, we don't have racism like that anymore."
That's what he said.
I don't see color.
Wow. You don't see the most dominant thing about me. Outside
it's like you've
colors everywhere.
You've taken most of my black friends are black to, oh, I don't see color. Which one is it? Because
if most of your friends are black, how you know?
Oh, and let me just give a shout out to all the white people that may be watching.
Because they chicken season real good. That's how I know.
No, probably not. So this is a message. This is a message to some of the white contributors of this show. Let me talk it up a little bit. Just because you have black friends don't mean you know black people.
Right. because they could be
bingo.
Two different
Stephen
spectrums.
A. Smith.
You Jason know black people, or you got black friends.
We're all black friends.
When the lights go out.
I got some black friends.
All right, wrap it up, man. Let's get his rating. Yeah.
All right. So real quick, process. So what happened to Bayou? So yeah, he did. He got hung. He ended up. He manned up, and he ended up basically stopping the crowd because they were looking for him anyway. Yeah. He ended up getting hung, and based on his brother saying that he was there. Yeah. Again, going back to that sibling, rivalry.
Of course.
And then
so that was the story.
Cain and Abel, man. What's happening?
Yeah. Cain and Abel, Maritos manumission, 1771.
Yeah, man.
Make a life, make life easy for a white man, save his life, or invent something. You snitch on the slave revolt, you get your freedom, and he was trying to get his freedom.
Right now,
it's all
so. Casey Lemons, what did Eve's bio? So she wrote it and directed it. Charlotte and Golden said that. Just because your skin is brown, that doesn't mean you're for us either. Yeah.
All skin folk ain't kin folk.
Exactly.
Hell no. We know that.
Because he was jealous, but he got the love from his father, but Willie Earl really was probably the more talented one. But because he got on that,
and I don't even know what he was. I mean,
he wasn't. He can only play the horn.
I was gonna say, I guess,
but if he was clean, he probably would have more opportunities.
But I was gonna say he was so jealous, but I'm like, dude, you've got a chance to get the opportunity first.
Yeah, he left.
He wasn't gone. Yeah, I was like, what do you? He should have, yeah, exactly. Because it's like
now when he really got that limelight, when he started singing and he was the focal point, I think that's when his jealousy kind of hit another.
Oh yeah, right. Level. Yeah, because I think he mentioned something about him always winning anyway, or something like that.
The power of P. Yep.
Hey,
undefeated.
I'm still mad at Willie Earl. We all are.
She said, "I'm still mad."
Willie Earl was not more talented. He played the trumpet, but Bayou was a great singer. Yeah, good point. Now, was that his baby? Was that Bayou's baby?
Most definitely.
Okay. Because he looked real. He looked white.
No. But see, here's the thing: the man who sat on the porch at the end of the movie is the baby.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, duh.
But even then, when he sat on the porch, he looked like he was tanned a bit.
He was tanned. Yeah. You could tell then. You could definitely tell. Yeah. Bucky encouraged him to sing instead of trying to please his stepdad. Yeah, that was his cheerleader. That was the person that gave him the courage and the confidence and all that.
That's the beautiful part about having the right person on your team.
The right person on your side. Yeah. All right. Final thoughts and Mike rating of Jazzman Blues. We're gonna go to A-Trap first.
Oh well, I'm gonna give it a 5, man. It covered everything in our community. It covered everything. It covered America. It was great writing. Like y'all said, it was great acting. The cast was perfect. The beginning tied into the very end. I mean, like Will said, it was a cliffhanger. Everything worked in succession. I loved it. 5 mics, period.
All right. Doc?
Well, first of all, just some final thoughts on the movie. Bayou daddy left him, walked out on him and his mama. His brother treated him like shit, left him too. And sometimes in life, it looks like life is dealing you this irreparable hand, and when in essence, it's actually clearing out the nonsense. So just because life is looking down, don't mean it wasn't supposed to be down. See, good trees become good trees because they're pruned properly as they are in their growth stage. So sometimes just let the pruning take place. Right. Because that's what this cat did. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a 4.5 mics. I thought it was very, very well done. If they would have casted that white baby better at the end and made him look a little bit more black, I probably gave him a 5. But I'm at 4.5 mics. And if you haven't seen it, I definitely suggest that you do it. And again, support Tyler Perry. If you're sitting around, you can play one of his movies. If you can do the double thumbs up thing, I'm going to start doing that myself just to support our brothers and sisters out there that's doing their thing.
She said, "I wish they were more strategic with their."
Yes, it was terrible. I agree.
Yeah, that was a bad plan. And Willie Earp can catch these hands at any time. That's gonna be like Low Down Dirty Shame when she seen the actors who's the picture was trying to fight.
You don't need no hands. Just slip some of that hair on.
Yeah, that's right. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, here you go, buddy.
Charlotte gives it 5.
All you gotta do is just toss the bag up, and when he look at it, he punch his ass.
Hey, dog, he would be like, ask him what time it is then.
Exactly.
All right, Wilkes.
Yeah, I was gonna. I said I was gonna. I am. I'm gonna give it 4.5 mics. I mean, the movie's done great. I mean, of course, there's some things for me that I couldn't make it a 5, but I figured H-Rap would give it a 5. I mean, I felt like this was kind of in his historical wheelhouse and bringing back some memories for certain things. But yeah, no, I had 4.5 mics. I thought it was done well. I actually may watch it again. Maybe I missed something, but I thought it was done well.
I ain't got that kind of time to be watching those shit again, man.
Charlotte got a comment for you.
All right.
Yeah, no, I didn't. You know, again, obviously the soundtrack was good because of what it was. You know, I started thinking about the color purple in it. Actually, you know, and,
it did have some of those vibes.
And I wanted to say, who this woman? You old heifer. But no, it was what it was though.
Yeah.
Coming soon to Forney, Texas. Maddie Mays juke joint.
What is Miss Wilson? What is she talking about here? What is happening? What is Lady Wilson talking about here?
No, nothing negative.
Yeah, her and CJ done gave you a reputation.
I see.
Trash, hated it.
Garbage. I mean, I gotta be down the middle of the road sometimes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it a 4.5 too. I think it was. I was pleasantly surprised. I'll definitely say that. And like I said, Tyler Perry, the movies he's not in, and this hit another range.
LaShawn Walker gonna give 4.75.
Wow.
80 died because
wow,
he was.
With her.
He was.
With her.
I'm with Mayhem. Bring that is. All right, so
yes,
Jazzman's Blues. Definitely watch it if you haven't already. Coming up next week, we will have On the Come Up. It's on Amazon Prime.
What's this?
You're gonna have to get the free trial through Paramount Plus, or if there's another way to watch it, I have to go back and look because we put this schedule together a little while ago. And breaking news: the Commanders have beat the Eagles.
The Commanders.
Oh, if it's on Amazon Prime, it's free. Oh well, I got Amazon Prime, so
it's it's through Paramount.
Sir, we say Redskins on this show, sir. Thank you.
Hey, the thoughts expressed, not the thoughts. I told you trying to get a Nike deal.
And views.
Thoughts and views expressed by Mayhem, not the thoughts of Wilson that's not working the day into the bench.
It's definitely helping out the division, though, for real.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you guys for keeping an open mind.
Game.
Great show, fellas.
Trap game.
Trap game, man.
Now I don't know, and I don't know if On the Come Up is similar to rap shit that
I never heard of that. I just looked it up, but it
Ray
didn't look familiar.
Like so that's what's coming up next week. What's coming up tomorrow on the End of the Bench?
Tomorrow on the End of the Bench, I'm gonna cover post-election. You know, it's time for some action. You voted, and now you need to have some action. Like you brothers, y'all in the great state of Texas. Y'all know one of my favorite places in the United States. Just because Greg Abbott is the governor, and Raphael is the senator, and all these other people who won, who y'all didn't want to win, they're still your representatives. So we're gonna talk about. Well, I'm going to talk about how we need to get together in groups and clumps, and even if it's y'all calling me and me having the people who support my show, and y'all say, hey, this is what's going on in Texas. And then we call down there with y'all. You used to 5 calls out, and we can start calling down there because it's a violation of the state the state of Texas Constitution for them not to stick up for your rights.
Right.
And then I'm gonna talk about how people always talking about how they vote don't count. Your vote don't count. Guess what? Slavery is now legal in the state of Louisiana, and not. No. They actually expanded it, Wilkes.
Oh, they expanded it. Oh my god.
It used to be, it's the butt clause in the 13th Amendment. Slavery is illegal, but if you break the law.
Right.
It used to be you have to go to the prison, and then you in Angola prison and you picking cotton. But now you can get a traffic ticket and be forced to pick cotton now.
I believe it.
They can expand it to whatever they choose to. So we're gonna talk about that and a few other things on the bench.
you know your brother gonna say it tomorrow.
P-Power, baby.
What they're talking about tomorrow on
Thursday, a new show on my network. Our Wine Diary, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
That's right.
I'm gonna stick beside him tomorrow on Queen 3 and King. And we're gonna figure out why WTF are you sticking beside him. We may have a special guest. I'm having trouble confirming this, but comedian Mike James was supposed to pop on with us. So hopefully he'll still make it. But either way, we'll be talking about why you gonna stick beside him.
Oh, yeah, and another thing, I'm trying to get my Nike deal. Y'all ain't getting that money to Kyrie, might as well get the HB.
So you said naked deal.
Nike, man. Nike, man.
I thought it was Adidas he was with, man.
No, he was with Nike. I'm with Adidas.
Kyrie was with Nike.
Hey.
That was
Kanye was with
Ye.
That was Ye.
Which it seems like they still got a thing on the so. All right, well, we'll be back next week. Sounds like Doc you will not be here.
Yeah, I'll be in
this week. All right, so we'll be looking
Rick
for
James,
a fill-in.
Your couch, Nick.
And close us out like you always do, Atra.
I mean, I salute the Reggie O'Shea, and as I always say, dream your dreams and dream your dreams and man up and woman up and live your dreams. Because life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in Technicolor surround sound. And y'all see how high them eggs are now. So if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
Peace.
Duck eggs.
P-Power.
Yeah. P-Power.